Alright, hey guys, we are doing another episode of Idiot to Soda. This is episode 3. Technically 2 because the first one we just had a general talk about superhero movies.
Yeah.
Today we'll be talking about the film It that opened last Friday. Thursday if you went to the preview showings. Change it up from the superhero stuff and do a horror film. We were both hyped for this, I think.
Yeah, very much so.
So what were your initial thoughts going into the movie before you saw it?
Going into it, I thought it was going to be super scary. And just because, like, there's so much hype, like, online, I just read this thing. It just said, like, when you hate scary movies and you get to It. So it was just, like, it had a lot of intensity to it. And I don't know, I was just really excited about it because... I don't know. I'm not very scared of clowns, so it wasn't the scariest film, but I was just excited for it, you know?
Yeah, I think also going into it, for me, I mean, it was very hyped. I mean, made a 123 million opening weekend, and for a horror movie, I mean, some films can't even make that.
Yeah.
Their whole run, at least domestically. But I had seen the miniseries back in the 90s. When I was littler. Yeah,
Come
I couldn't say it.
You are little.
But that scared me a little bit. And when I watched it about like a month ago, I'm like, this is like kind of boring. The first half was pretty good, but so comparing it to this one was very interesting because like, oh, so that's the same scene as this, and this is what it would look like if it had a bigger budget, type of thing, which was kind of cool. But I was very excited to see a horror movie. It's very rare I'll go to the movies and see a horror movie, or just in general because I only see good ones that are critically.
We saw Lights Out though.
Yeah, well, that was a good one.
That was a good one, yeah.
That the critics like and the audience likes.
Yeah.
So while I agree with Gabe, it wasn't as scary as I was hoping it to be. Just I think it was due to just I was expecting anything to happen at any moment.
Yeah.
But I found it more fun, and that's something I want to talk about. Is that we were kind of laughing our ass off when we probably should have been.
It was
shitting our pants like everyone else around us.
Yeah. It was so funny because like on some of the scenes that were like supposed to be so creepy, I get into this mood of just laughing because it looks so weird. And you're just like, what the heck is going on here? And you just start laughing, and everyone around me was just like freaking out and everything.
And Bill Skarsgård, Pennywise. It was funny because his whole face would be messed up and his eyes would like roll to the back of his head, and he'd be like, and I'd be like, this is the best shit I've ever seen.
It was just funny.
Like it was scary. It was just like this is great because he was very playful, but like you could see his frustration with like wanting to eat these darn children.
Mm-hmm.
And
in some of the scenes, I didn't like. He probably could have killed the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't, but that's also going back into the playfulness. He wanted to have some fun with it.
Right.
Yeah.
They weren't as scared as they should have been.
Yeah, like seriously, like they weren't. The kids, they were scared, but it wasn't even half as scared as some films where they see something and they just don't go back,
Right.
But they just were kept on going, and then.
When we were talking later, it was like some of those establishing shots, or just some of the shots in the film. Like I was like, damn.
Some of the shots were definitely beautiful. I was impressed by like
that cinematographer, whoever
especially
did that.
with the like opening of the film. Dude, some of the shots were just so clean with the focus and everything, and it just looked beautiful,
Yeah, going back to that first scene too, when George is going down, and on the bottom corner is like based off the books by Stephen King. I'm like that image right there, and it was great, and of course
it was just beautiful, the whole thing.
Any negatives to it other than it not being scary?
Other than that, I wouldn't say much. There was just there was one that I didn't enjoy very much was like the close-ups, like really close-ups. Like there were some good close-ups on the clown, but there were like some cheesy like zombie close-ups that I saw. Like
Right.
when the zombie or whatever it was like picked up the pill, and then it had a close-up of his face, and he was just like, it felt cheesy almost. It didn't feel like a horror film. It felt like
I
a
think
comedy.
What they were
almost.
going for was that like the point of view of the kid, just like looking up and having it be in its face.
Yeah, but there were lots of just like, if it were just that, it would like have it showing up, but it like, there it wasn't just one, there was like 5 in there,
Right.
where it was just super close to the zombie, and the zombie doesn't even look creepy or scary.
Yeah, they didn't. Everything. I mean, it was weird because even though it's R-rated, it didn't feel like it was a rated R movie. Maybe other than that first scene there, when poor Georgie gets his arm ripped off.
But even then, that could be, I could see that being a, maybe.
Barely, depending on a little less.
There were
effects.
some words definitely in there, but like
Oh,
if
yeah,
they took that out,
the F word, like that was funny though. It was really a funny movie. The
there was
kids were funny.
something that like, but they also brought in a lot of seriousness with that they could do with
Oh, they were
like
great.
the abuse and stuff.
Yeah,
That was a big thing with what was the girl's name?
Beverly.
Beverly. The abuse with that, and then with the other kid, with the switchblade. What's that
Oh,
kid?
the bully.
Yeah, the bully. He had he like abused by his father kind of, and you could actually like feel that a lot more, I would say. When if it was like rated PG-13, I think they would have to dumb it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit more adult. Yeah, going back to that, the abuse stuff with Beverly, because they need to get the point across without going too far. I mean, you got that rapey vibe,
Yeah.
but they did it so well that it didn't seem unsettling,
Mhm.
but also, well, I mean,
Not to some
It-
people.
it didn't seem like kind of like it was more like you felt it, but it didn't make you uncomfortable. It did its job in the right amount,
Yeah.
and wasn't too but it was enough to really be like, okay, this to understand the situation, what's going on.
Mhm.
Because sometimes if it's done wrong, then your career's ruined.
Yeah.
Because that's walking on eggshells basically with that stuff.
It did really well though.
Yeah, director did a fantastic job. The kids did a great job. So what are your hopes for part 2? Have you seen the miniseries?
No.
Or have you heard anything about the book? So you don't know what
I
part 2 is
don't.
gonna
I don't want to know. Like that's also another reason. Like I was thinking about like reading and watching it, but I want to save that, for the second one, and then after all these are done, then go and watch them. But
Yeah.
I don't know, the colors with the eyes and the
Yeah.
the red with the balloon and the clown's orange hair and the like yellow orange eyes, and when like at the circus at the end, the fire in the background.
Yeah, it was really weird.
But it had beautiful colors. Like the
Yeah.
colors were so well, the blues from the water and the dark, and then the yellow raincoat. The colors were so vibrant, and that's one thing I liked.
I'm just making sure it's still recording. It
Yeah.
sometimes stops after 11 minutes, and so just wondering how long it goes.
Yeah.
One thing I don't say I didn't like, but I felt like could have had more of an impact. This might be a little bit of a spoiler, but the part where, okay, so Pennywise is just like, oh, you'll float too, and George's like, you'll float too. And at the end when they get there and all the children that died were floating, like, I felt what they were going for, because you can get that sense of like they were floating in the end
Yeah.
when they were dead, but I felt like it could have really been like an oh shit moment,
Yeah.
and it was almost there, but it didn't hit me
It didn't
as
hit there,
quite
yeah.
as it should have to get that oh shit moment.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh okay, yeah, sure. I've never read the book. I watched the miniseries. As you've seen my unboxing. Wait, no, it's not posted yet.
Oh yeah, it's not. I just edited those.
Yeah.
Have you uploaded anything?
Yeah, a couple of
Okay,
things.
cool.
But I think, all in all, a great movie. I'm excited for part 2.
Yeah, me
and
too.
see how different they go from the source material.
But it really wasn't a horror film. Like it had a good ass story to it.
Very fun.
Like it was fun, and it did not. It felt like
It didn't
like
feel very Stephen King-y.
no, it didn't.
Um,
But it was fun, as you said. where there was some moments where you're like, oh shit, they're
Yeah.
screwed, and there's only one scene that made me barely like shake, and that was just like when the girl got pulled back, and it was really cool. The whole film was just fascinating, but
Yeah, I agree with taking differences. Not always adapting the book. Oh, I'm someone who likes to adapt the book. Pretty close, somewhat. But I think something for that. That's it wasn't really what the film was about, and they did a really nice job of their own interpretation of it, of the whole book, or at least the first half, because it's over 1,000 pages. That's why we have chapter 2.
is there gonna be a part 3 in chapter 3?
Just
Yeah, because
It's
they would be like 70 years old.
the book is only split into 2 parts. That and then 27
They covered
years
a
later.
lot of pages then. Like, well, I guess
Well,
it
it
was
was
2.5 hours. Yeah.
It was 2 hours 15 minutes including
Yeah.
credits, which I mean the miniseries was 3 hours together, so we're gonna get an additional hour worth of stuff than the miniseries and better effects.
Yeah.
Which those effects, yes, were fantastic.
We might actually watch that right after the miniseries.
I don't know if
They're
it's on
good.
the thing.
We'll see.
But yeah, overall, out of 10, what are you giving it?
Ooh. That really depends though. Like if I were basing that like purely off of horror film, I would give it like a 1 out
Right.
of 10. Because
It didn't scare you.
no, there was not one part where I was like had a lot of tension, It was just very calm.
Tension, I felt, but I didn't feel scared.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, like scared tension.
Right.
And so, but as a film, I would have to say it's up there. Like, I would give it like an 87-ish%, 85-ish.
So
Maybe a little higher.
8.5.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like an 8.5, I'd say. Because it was very beautiful. The acting, the just effects, they were just beautiful. And I don't know, for that. But it wasn't scary, which I actually kind of disliked. Because I love just like seeing a lot of like jump scares and people around me in the movie theater just like super scared and stuff, and it's funny.
Yeah, I definitely felt that tension, but I was hoping to be a little bit more scared. But for me, I mean, it's really all about that experience. I think having being in a theater with a lot of people really made that experience great.
Yeah.
And going together in the group that we were with, there was 7 of us?
2, 3, 4, yeah, 7.
7 of us.
6.
6 of us? Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere in there.
So, with taking that in mind, I guess I would have to give it an 8 just because I have to save the 9 and 10s for like really. So I mean, even like an 8.7.
So what's a 9 and 10 for you though?
Like previous films.
Yeah.
I think Logan's up there. I really like Boyhood.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Whiplash,
I just
Burning
want to see what would be a 9 or a 10.
Yeah,
to
those
compare.
Yeah. Oh, sirens. But that should do it for our. Any other last thoughts?
I think that's good.
I mean, great movie. If you get a chance to go see it, it's
Definitely.
it's a good movie, horror movie. If you're not into horror movies,
Yes.
so like if you don't watch horror movies, this is a really good.
You'll
one
get scared a little bit, but it won't be
You'll
like.
have a lot of fun if you're.
You'll have a good time, especially the ending. If you don't want it to be a horror film, it's not really a horror film.
Yeah, and if I make one last point, actually, something that I was talking to Gabe with is that I felt like maybe our separation from the film, like we make films ourselves, so seeing that's a cool shot, that was great makeup, great acting, great special effects, having that made it less scary because we were really focusing on
Other stuff, because we were laughing at so much stuff, and like everyone around us, like his little, oh my gosh, it was so funny watching his little brother, because he was like covering his eyes and then like,
oh yeah, you like that, and I was just laughing my ass off.
oh my gosh, it was so funny though. But like, and then Jaleesa was doing the same thing, but it was just so funny because seeing other people, and I come into every film with oh, this isn't scary. And so I'm not nervous about it at all. And so even in these scary moments, it's just, well, okay.
Yeah. Well, that should do it for our Idiots with Soda about the 2017 version of It. We'll do one for the 2019 part 2. That's what they're saying. Of course, we'll join us for more Idiots with Soda and watch some of our unboxing videos. We try to at least do a couple a month. So, we'll see you guys in the next video.
Awesome.